What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Mark Goes Outside, where your host, Mark, that's me, goes outside and does something awesome. And right now, I am getting ready to travel up to Minnesota for a turkey hunt. Their opening day is next week, so I'm super excited to get out there and get after those turkeys. This one right here is the first turkey I ever killed, and it was up there in Minnesota. So I'm really excited to see if I can do that again. Now, before I head up there, since I'm going through all of my gear anyway, I thought this was a perfect opportunity for me to show you guys what I carry in my vest. And it's worth mentioning that the Florida season's been going on for several weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks actually. So what's in my turkey vest is sort of what's accumulated over the season. And so we're going to go through it together, and I might find things in there I don't even know are there. Just things that I've added throughout the season. So this is going to give you like a real look at like what I actually use while I'm hunting. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I was hunting with my buddy Scott on a piece of public here in Florida. Scott, he carries a backpack and like wants to take a lot of gear with him, and I showed him my vest. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't like wearing a vest because I like having a bunch of stuff with me. And then I was like, well, what do you got in that pack? And he started listing things. He's like, this, that. And I was like, I have that. I have that. So basically the point of this is to show you that even though I have a very minimalistic vest, I can have everything that I need out there in the woods. And you don't have to carry a big clunky thing around with you. That's really important to me because in Florida, it's always hot, it's always humid. You know, I just get sweaty really quickly. So this is the vest that I have right here. It's very minimalistic. It's the Knight and Hale Run and Gun 100 or 200, I believe it's called. It is sort of like a harness style vest. As you can see, it has this like very small little backpack. That you can put some stuff in, and then I'll go through all the other details of it. If you want to see more about the vest itself, you can find that. I'll put a link to a video that I did with Swamp and Stomp a few years ago where I compare this vest to a few other minimalist style vests. So if you're interested in the vest itself, you can find all those details by clicking up here. But today we're just going to look at like what I've got in this vest. But I just wanted you guys to see that it is a very small vest. Just to go through like what it has so you kind of understand like what the storage capacity is. Like I said, it's got the small backpack in the back here. Then on my right side, I've got like a main sort of just pouch for general storage. Then I've got a place to store my mouth calls. There's another little pouch here with some separation where you can store some other things. There's actually, right along the strap here, there's actually another sort of like opening, but I don't actually use that. I used to use it, but I haven't really put anything in there in a long time. Then on the other side, there's 2 pockets right here for your pot calls, and then behind it, there's a pouch that has room for your strikers. And then on this side, we've got a box call holder area. And then there's actually a small piece of molly webbing on this thing. And so I did find that this vest is a little too minimalistic for me. So what I did is I added this sort of general saddle dump pouch to it to just add a whole bunch of stuff to. And with this, I find that I have all the space that I need in this vest. So that's all the storage compartments. Let's look at what I've got in each of these compartments. So first thing, even though this isn't in the storage compartment, I always rock my binos. I have it on a Rick Young bino harness. This is like an elastic, super minimalistic bino harness that sits right here on my chest. And I put that on first and then put my vest over it. And I find having my binos is super important and allows me to a lot of times see those birds before they can see me. All right, in the vest. So let's start with the main pocket, the main pouch back here. So all I keep in here is a bladder, a water bladder. So I've got usually 2 liters in there, even though it's a 3-liter bladder. It doesn't actually fit properly into this backpack because it's so small, but I make it work. And it does have a little hole to put the straw through. There is more room in there. You could add more stuff if you wanted to. Point is, there's plenty of space in here. On the back side, there's like some bungees and stuff. What I typically use that for is if I have too many layers on, like in cold weather, I might start out in the morning with like a body warmer under my leafy suit. But as it starts to warm up, I'll take that off and I can shove it in here. And it's nice because it creates some extra padding for me to sit against when I'm leaning against the tree. But I usually keep that empty, but it's really useful to have. All right, let's start on the right side here. So I like to clip things off if possible. I find that having dangly things is, I don't know, I feel like it creates a more like sort of natural movement, like leaves rustling around and stuff if you got things that kind of dangle around. So I don't mind having little danglies. This is a lens cleaner, so I keep that for cleaning my binos or my cameras or whatever. Like I mentioned, there's a spot here for mouth calls. I find that I have way too many mouth calls and I really don't need them. So I keep sort of all the extras in this little flap down here that's like not as accessible. But my 2 go-tos right here, these are both Blackwing game calls. If you guys want to get some Blackwing game calls, check it out on Instagram. It's going to be Blackwing_game calls. It's my buddy Robbie. You guys have seen him on the channel a bunch of times. He makes these and they're just awesome calls. So if you want to get some local Florida made calls, check these out. They're really good. But yeah, I keep a Batwing, which is one of my favorite cuts, and I keep a combo cut. And they just sit right here at the top for easy access. And then usually in the morning when I'm starting my hunt, I just kind of pick one of them. But I really like this little magnetic little flap, easy access to grab your mouth calls. Then in this little pouch right here, more mouth calls. I keep this little like coin purse that I have some more mouth calls in, which honestly these mouth calls I like never really use, but they're just there, so I have extras. I keep an extra shell in here. I have a few extra shells kind of spread out throughout my pack. I need to take those out because they can't travel in here when I go to Minnesota, so I'm going to take that one out and set it right there. But this is where I keep my my locator calls. So I keep a crow call. This is like a super cheap, I honestly don't even know what brand it is. Super cheap Walmart. Sounds like a crow. It's not great, but it works. And then I also have a red-shouldered hawk locator call. Apparently, my wife didn't like me making those noises. But anyway, this thing's really cool. It's only like $10 on Amazon. It's made by Faulks, Faulks. It's a Faulks H10 hawk call. I really like this thing. It's really cool. You blow this thing in the woods and it'll like start all the hawks going off. So it tends to like get birds gobbling like way off in the distance, even if they're like not close to you, because all the hawks respond to it. So that's why I keep in that little pouch there. Then going into the main pouch, I keep the most important thing in here, wipes. Because inevitably, I just don't know how it works, but every single time I get in the woods, right before the birds start gobbling, I have to go to the bathroom. Then any paperwork that I need. This is an old guest permit for one of the Florida permits. I keep that in there. I usually put my phone in there so I have easy access because I'm wearing a leafy suit over my pants. So getting into my pockets can be kind of a pain in the butt. So I tend to keep my phone in there. I'll also put my keys in there because it zips shut, and like I'm always paranoid about like getting back to my truck after hunting and finding out that I don't have my keys. Also have an extra shell in there. Put that with the other one. So that's pretty much all I'm keeping in that pouch. A lot of the stuff that I need like quick access to, that I'm taking out of my pockets, I'm putting in there. So just on, typically it's like pretty empty until I start going in the woods. Then there's like a little like water bottle pocket here, and I actually keep one of my pot calls in there. This is a oak. I made this call. If you want to see how I make these, they're super cheap, super easy to make. I can put a link right there so you can check it out. But this is a slate over glass. It's a 3-inch call instead of a 3.5, and that's why I keep it in this little pouch, because the pockets on the other side here, I guess it's time to jump to them. These pockets are made for a 3.5-inch call, and so that smaller call doesn't fit in there. I used to just carry that smaller one and then also have another one in here, and then also have one in the second pocket, but I've stopped doing that, so this pocket just kind of stays empty. But this is my other call that I like to carry. This is a copper over slate with a leopard wood pot. Love this call. It sounds awesome. I keep that one right there. And then obviously you can see my little GoPro setup here. It goes on my strap. I obviously film all my hunts, so this is kind of like my backup camera. It kind of catches everything when I can't get the other camera set up. Then in my striker pouch right here, I keep 4 strikers, which is way too many because I only ever use 2 of them. Typically, I use my purple heartwood more than anything else. I also like whatever the hell this one is. It's a very soft wood. It might be like birch. I don't know. But that one is pretty nice. This is I don't even know why I have this one. It's like a laminate. I never use it. And then I think this is a hickory. Again, never use it. So I don't know why I keep all those. In fact, I'll probably get rid of a couple of them. This is a great little thing that I added this season. Pack of gum. I find that a lot of times when I'm out there, I'll get like cotton mouth, and then when I want to run my mouth calls, like I don't have any spit, and it sucks. So I'll just pop in some gum to make sure I have enough saliva to run my mouth calls. I've heard of other people like using cough drops before, which is fine if you want to do that. I like gum because you kind of like, it lasts for a long time. If you hold on to the wrapper, you can literally put the gum back in there, wrap it up, and you can like chew it, for 5 minutes, put it away, and then chew it again later if you wanted to. So I like the gum. All right, then, like I said, we've got a box call pouch right here, and frankly, I don't know why I even carry a box call. I literally never ever use a box call. It's I just don't like the way they sound, but what that box call does do is it offers a rigid structure to protect something else that I think is way cooler, which is my wing bone trumpet. There's some dust in there. This thing is very cool. I like the sound that it makes. And I literally only use my box call to like protect it. So it sits right in there with my box call. And then the last pouch we have is this. That was my pot call. Let me set that aside. This magical little dump pouch is one of the greatest things that I have. It has little pockets on the side. Oh, you guys can't see me. Let me angle you down a little bit. So it has these little pockets on the side, so I keep an owl hoot in there, which honestly, not sure why I keep this. Because I can do it with my mouth better and louder. So I never really use that. I should probably get rid of it. Then on the other side of it, I keep a flashlight. This is a, it's all red light. It has like, let me see if you guys can see this. It has a, like a zooming thing so you can focus the light. I like the red light. I like it not being a headlight because what I typically do is I'll kind of cup the light and just let it like make my hand glow like this. And that makes enough light for me to walk through and see where I'm putting my feet. But I'm not like lighting up the whole woods because I don't like to do that in case there's turkeys watching. If you do it on a headlight, I just feel like you can't control it as well, so I like to do it this way. Alright, and then there's another little pouch right here on the front. I like to keep some mosquito wipes in there in case I need bug spray. If the bugs are really bad, I can just rip open one of these and put that on me, and you can get these little pouches. I usually just carry a few extras in my suitcase or in my truck or whatever so that I can refill these if I use them. So that's in there. And then when we get into the main compartment of the pouch, this is where like I have all kinds of stuff in here. So I always keep my face mask in there. This one is like a leafy mask. I had a different one, but I lost it, so I've been using this one. And then I have my gloves in here. I don't like to wear these, especially in Florida. Like I keep them off until like it's go time because it just gets really hot. So I keep some simple thin gloves. Real important on the right side here. These gloves, I don't know what material it is, but it doesn't really rip very easily. So I cut little holes in the thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger. So when I put these on, I can either wear them as like a regular glove, or I can poke these fingers out, and that way I can feel things like the trigger and stuff like that. So I like these gloves. There are some gloves out there that like just have the finger like cut off completely. I really like it like this, so I have the choice to keep my fingertips warm if I want to, or use it as a fingerless glove. So those are my gloves. And then this is where I keep all the stuff that I don't use very often. So I've got a gobble tube, which sounds kind of like shit, but if I need to make a gobble, it'll do the trick. And then I keep these snips. These are just little clippers. I just keep them in there in case, like, if I have to cut some dead branches or something, just some stuff that's in the way, and I want to do it quietly. With those, I can just snip through very softly. I don't have to break them off, which makes a ton of noise. And that's my entire loadout. The other thing that I will also do, if I do want to take a decoy, I have this Avian X, like, comes with these like pouches that has a little strap. So they're super lightweight decoys. So when I do want to take a decoy, I just sling that over my shoulder. I don't need to put it inside of my my like carrying pouch, because obviously this vest doesn't have one. But that's all the stuff that I carry in my vest. And I've never found myself wanting more stuff than that. So I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that you don't need a ton of stuff in your vest. You can get away with one of these minimalist vests. Who knows, maybe this will convince some of you to stop doing the backpack thing, because I personally think the backpack thing is just, it's a lot more cumbersome. Everything, you know, with a vest is just like exactly where you need it. So I really enjoy hunting with a vest. Maybe you do too, maybe you don't, I don't know. But let me know if you thought this video was helpful. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And hopefully the next video that I put up is going to be me killing a turkey in Minnesota. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next episode.